Hello everybody, Mr. Pilgrim here, coming at you with our third video in our Platinum Trophy Guide for Enotria, the last song. In the second video, we had gone through this area, the Monastery of Maja. It was pretty short overall, and now we're going to take the only path that we can and head on up. Now this is going to take us into the upper area of Quinta, so if it looks a little familiar, that's exactly why. So from here, we're just going to head inside. As you'll see, we can find a few things. Some lore. Head on up this ladder here. Cross the walkway. And one more ladder, and we'll be back in Quinta. As you'll see, we'll come all the way down here, and first we'll grab this chest right here. Then follow this down for some shards, and after you'll enter this door right here, and as you'll see, we'll be back. Now there is a few small things that we are going to do just off to the right over here. Or so we think, as you'll see though, but for the most part, it's going to pretty much just be kind of more or less straightforward and up. So, like always, I'm going to clear out the enemies and anything that is not important and make it so we can have a straightforward go. Now all we're going to do is head on up. It's a pretty straightforward path that kind of heads all the way to the very top of Quinta, with a few small stuff along the way. First off, we're going to come over here to the right for some hymns of return. Now I'm going to show you guys how to do this little puzzle and get over to the item. First, we're going to grab this item here. It's a bit confusing, so I'll just try and quickly go over it. So what you want to do is first R-door burst this, drop down, R-door burst this, then climb up the ladder. Follow this around, jump, want to R-door burst this, quickly come back and get this one right here. Then we're going to grab this one, run, and you should be able to jump and make it over. As you'll see, I've failed. As the fourth one that you have to hit that creates the platform, for some reason they have it where it doesn't want to stay active for very long. I don't know why they have it like that, but it's just how it goes. So once again, I'll show you. This part can also be a bit finicky, getting this jump over to this one. There we go. And there we go. So then we'll be able to access this chest right here for the meteoric impact. Now from here, we're going to just follow this kind of straightforward path up. Quickly grab the Masters of Drama and Comedy. Then we'll come over here to find this chest right here for an Harmonia amplifier. Now before we head down, we'll come over here to the right. Then we'll turn off to the right. We'll drop down here. On the corner of this roof, you can find a shard of a miserable memory. Now down here is an enemy that I want to kind of show off, so I'm going to fight him normally. That way you guys can get the idea. You'll find a few of these throughout the upper area. They're not too hard. And if you're lucky, you're going to get the crushing ability from this. You basically get a shard and some stuff. Now from here, we're going to come across, take this guy out, grab this item right here, Then what we're going to do is quickly just knock this ladder down. Now this will allow us to come back in case something happens. Then you'll basically just come down here into these rooms. As you'll see, there's nothing much really, but a few things that we can find. Coming back across here, there we go. We'll then have this chest that we can find Bloodlust in. We can open up this door that leads all the way back in case we mess up. And if I remember correctly, I think that's pretty much everything in this area. Trying to double check and make sure all the rooftops. There's sometimes an item here or there that they might have hidden. But we can now just head all the way back. Yeah, double check that. Yeah. Like I said, if there's anything important that I do end up missing when I'm going back to double check, then I will point it out in that video. Or if you happen to find it and I missed it, you can always leave a comment on this video and I'll try and pin it if I can. From here, we'll head all the way back up. And then you can just drop down into this little theater area. And just behind the stage here, you'll find another chest for the Hangover Saber. Now from here, we'll just follow this main path around to the right. As you'll see, nothing too crazy to miss along the sides. We'll then follow this all the way down, and just before the gate here, as you'll see on the left, is another chest. Now if we turn around and head up, we can then take this staircase here and proceed all the way up. Now just on the left here is an item. And then just here, once you get outside, turn to the left and we'll be on the other side of the gate. Here you'll get a lore note. Now before you head to the right and all the way up, if you come over here, you'll then find another chest that we can find right here for Cooper's hammer. Pretty cool. And then one last thing to show off before we start heading up is if we come over here, you'll find that this is a secondary way to get over to another part of the Monastery of Maja. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But here you'll see, here we are in the monastery. And here is the second notch that we find. It's close to the combat rift where you fight that one enemy that you get the weapon from. And here's the shortcut ladder. That's about all it does. So now we can take this back up. Now from here, it's pretty much more or less straightforward to the top. Nothing else is standing in our way. I believe there's also a couple more enemies, and I think there's one more combat that we can do. Combat Rift. From here, though, we'll have our next encounter, Pulcinella.
A welcome sight you are, dear friend. Pulcinella, on you go. I am the master of procrastination. We hardly need a knot.
Here we have our next knot. I'm actually going to swap this. Where is it? Going to swap to the Colossal Greaser for this one. Before we head inside, though, we're going to first explore the left and right hand paths. So coming here up into this tower, you're going to have some upgrade materials, and then you'll have a enemy who's quite annoying. There we go. Or there we go. A little frustrating, but once you get all the way up to the top here, you'll have a chest for the Deadly Culling line ability. Then you can just drop down safely. Drop down one more time, and then we're going to come off to the little right-hand tower over here. As you'll see, we've got a combat rift waiting for us, but first, I'm going to grab that item. Once again, we're going to have a tough enemy waiting for us. And the poison that we have basically takes him out. You'd be quite surprised how easily the poison can be put onto enemies. From here we have just one more enemy. Okay, I was kind of expecting him to do something. Oh well. Then from here you're just going to come to the side and drop down to find our chest waiting for us. For another Harmonia amplifier. Always nice to get an increase to our healing. Ugh, what a day. Now coming inside, as you'll see, there's a couple of items that we can grab. As you'll see, 2 chests right off the bat. It's kind of crazy. But it's mainly just upgrade materials. And then you'll get a shard of a cherished memory. Then from here, we're going to head on up. And as you'll see, we have more lore. And then more upgrade materials. And like always, once you're ready, we'll take on the boss. Alrighty, like before, any cutscenes and stuff I'm just going to skip to save on time. But now we have our next boss, Zanny. Surprisingly, he doesn't do a lot of damage.
My dear pupils, we are together at last.
Don't know why it's not letting
You're
me.
ruining it! My festival! My celebration! I don't want to be left alone! My guests will leave!
And almost another stagger.
Where has everyone gone? Our feast!
And just like that, he goes down pretty easily, since we are on story mode. Huzzah! And that'll get us our next trophy. That'll get you Zanny. Now you'll have Zanny's abilities, his weapon, all that. Well, not his abilities. But from here, we'll then come down. We'll find Pulcinella waiting for us.
Dear friend, an award-winning performance worthy of this theater.
Now, once coming down, we'll have a bunch of items that we're going to collect, and we'll be able to unlock our next
Truly
area.
magnificent.
Do note that this is a dead end for now. But basically, you're just going to come down both the right side and the left side, and you'll eventually find some stuff. In this area, we're going to find all of the theater weapons. So if we then come to the opposite side over here, if we went to the left path, as you'll see, boom, the theater halberd. Like I said, as you can see, just leads back up. Then from here, we can come out to the left and be at the main stage, or the School of Sani. As you'll see, we're going to find a bunch of items and things, so don't worry. There's the Theater Greatsword. Almost done on this top layer, as you'll see. Then we'll find this little side area over here with some unstable minerals. Then from here, you can more or less just kind of hop down. We'll come and grab this item here in the middle. A flask of Viz. Then we'll have a few items to grab. We'll have a knot to untangle.
I still recall when laughter would echo through these chambers, not the clash of steel.
We'll have, like you'd seen, an Harmonia amplifier. Now don't forget to come and check behind these. As you'll see, there is an item we can find right here, the Theater's Ultra Greatsword. Now, I'm going to preface and say, wait to talk to Pulcinella right here on the theater stage. This will give you an unskippable cutscene. But for now, we're just going to make our rounds throughout the bottom area of this. Basically getting a bunch of key items. We'll get a sacrificial knife, which we will probably have to use at some point later. Following this path down, and then coming down here into this little area, there's only 2 items that we can grab. A valuable shell, and a severed braid of a maiden. Follow this back up and continue along this little main path over here. As you'll see, it just leads back up to the main stage. Not gonna secretly get stuck or lost down here. Then, as you'll see, we have a very interesting encounter awaiting for us.
Not to annoy.
Quickly grab these upgrade materials. But here is one of the first few main NPCs that we are going to need to interact and whose quests we can complete. Now, this is the easiest one, which just requires you to more or less play through the game.
Yes, your while.
But here we have Mesente, or the Merchant.
Yes, your ears do not deceive you. It is me, your favorite amulet.
For your aids, we grant any but in and seek all 3.
Now, we have technically already started his quest. Now, if you actually talk to him again, you can start going through and buying all of his weapons and things, which I highly recommend doing. He's got 4 weapons in total. Since we're going to need to get them all anyways, it might as well. He's got 2 lines that we can get. And he has a couple of key items if you want to buy them. Basically, the Harmonia expansion is always nice, and the Harmonia amplifier. These aren't going anywhere, so don't worry. And then another item I'd highly recommend grabbing if you really need to for only 50 Memoria is the Harmonia sap. As you can see, you can basically treat it like Bloodborne. You can heal from dealing damage. Now, since we're on story mode, for the most part, we really aren't going to need this. But you never know, in case you run out of healing or something. Now, I'm going to briefly go over his quest right now while we have the opportunity. Like I said, it's story related, so he just asks us to go and kill things and progress the game. nothing too crazy. And after each one, you'll then come back.
Creature doth scurry in the shadows.
Now, we'll finally make our last round and end up back here at the area. And this is where I'm going to end the actual video. Obviously, you can talk to him and watch the cutscene to see where you have to go next to progress the story. But I'm going to show you how to get there anyways, if you don't already know, in the 4th video. So, like always, I've been Mr. Pilgrim. I do hope that these guides and videos are helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form. And as always, I will see you all in the next video.